YouTube, bro. Check it out, man. We back. Hey, man. We got, what, 12 facts? 12 weird facts you didn't know about Menace to Society. This is my favorite hood movie, bro. Like, I can watch this movie over and 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 over again. Let's see what I don't know about my favorite movie. Let's get into it.
Is on.
Go back. Go back.
The hunt is on. And you're the prey.
Menace to Society wasn't just a movie, it was a war zone. The
Cheers.
lead got fired, the director got jumped, a rival gang opened fire on set, and the bonus, one of rap's biggest names turned down the role of a lifetime. These are 12 weird
turned down
facts
the biggest
about
role?
Menace to Society. Let's get into it. Number 1, Spice One was originally cast. Spice One had the look, he had the energy, he had the credibility that Hollywood couldn't manufacture, but it didn't last.
He's gonna play
Spice
Odo?
One got fired alongside Tupac, both gone before production really got rolling. The details are murky, but the result was clear. The Hughes brothers needed a new lead, fast, an actual actor, trained, polished, different energy entirely. Number 2, they broke a Guinness World Record. The Guinness Book of World Records lists Alan and Albert Hughes as the youngest filmmakers to ever direct a major Hollywood motion picture.
I didn't know that.
Satisfies them. 20 years old, directing a studio film.
20 years
They were
old,
20
they
during
directed
production,
a studio
21
film?
when it released. Twin brothers, half black,
That
half
hard.
Armenian, born in Detroit, raised by the single mother who sacrificed everything so they could chase their dream. They split the work clean down the middle. Alan handled the actors. He focused on performance, on emotion, on getting the take. Albert handled the camera, the lighting, the production design, the visual language. 2 minds, 1 vision. The Directors
That
Guild
hard,
of
bro. I
America
didn't even
gave
know that.
them a special waiver. First sibling duo since Jerry and David Zucker allowed to share co-directing credit. That's the guys who made Airplane. Hollywood didn't make room for the Hughes brothers, so they kicked the door down themselves. Number 3, Tupac got fired, then attacked the director. Tupac was in the movie, then he wasn't. Then he sent people after the director. It started with casting. The Hughes brothers had worked with Tupac before. They directed his music videos. Brenda's got a baby. They were friends. So when it came time to cast Menace, they brought him in. Tupac was set to play Sharif, the Muslim friend trying to escape the streets. But he didn't want that role, not the way it was written. He wanted it rewritten. He wanted the script to explain why his character converted to Islam. Show me why I turned Muslim, he said.
Bruh. We don't need all that in the movie. We didn't need all that.
The Hughes brothers refused. Rehearsals got tense.
We didn't need
Tupac
all that.
pushed. They pushed back. Then they fired him. 6 months later, Tupac showed up on the set of a music video the brothers were directing. He wasn't alone. Witnesses say he brought somewhere between 12 and 30 gang members with him. They jumped Alan Hughes, beat him bad. Tupac didn't hide it. He went on Yo MTV Raps and bragged about the whole thing on national television. I was a menace to the Hughes brothers, he said, and it ain't over. That footage got played in court. He was convicted of assault and battery, sentenced to 15 days in jail.
15.
Years later, Alan Hughes said something surprising. If Pac had been in the movie, he would have outshined everyone. No grudge, just truth. Number 4, Eazy-E was supposed to play O-Dog.
I knew it. I knew it.
Lawrence Tate. Eazy-E, the godfather of gangster rap. NWA's ruthless frontman.
Perfect for that role.
He had the credibility. He had the streets on lock. In 2023, Alan Hughes finally confirmed it. Eazy was the original choice for O-Dog, but Hughes called him too controlling. Eazy wanted creative say. He wanted input on scenes, on dialogue, on direction. The Hughes brothers weren't having it. They were 20 years old and already fiercely protective of their vision, so they walked away. The role sat open. Then a 16-year-old kid walked into the audition room. He had a fade with design shades in the back, clean cut, soft-spoken. He didn't look dangerous. The casting team wanted someone swole. Tattoos, intimidating. This kid looked like he belonged on a sitcom. He had just come off a show with Red Fox and Della Reese. Cookie cutter image, but he read for the part, and everything changed. By the time cameras rolled, he had grown out his hair into braids. That look became iconic. That kid was Lawrence Tate, and O-Dog became one of the most terrifying characters in film history. Not because of size, because of energy. Number 5, the director started with a homework assignment. Their mom gave them a video camera at age 12, just 2 kids in Pomona, California. Bored, restless, looking for something to do. A teacher told them to make a how-to video for class.
Back then,
most kids filmed how to bake cookies. How to Build a Birdhouse. Alan and Albert Hughes made How to Be a Burglar, Not a Joke, a real short film about breaking into houses. People noticed. Their next project aired on public access cable. Then came music videos, Tupac, Digital Underground. They dropped out of high school in the 11th grade, not to fail, to work. By 20 years old, they weren't just directing music videos anymore. They were directing a Hollywood movie. No film school, no fancy connections, no industry opening doors. Just raw talent, relentless hustle, and a camera their mom bought them for Christmas. She believed in them before anyone else did, and they proved her right. Number 6. Real gang members provided security. They filmed in
I feel like most of the movies back then,
soundstage,
gang members
the real Jordan Downs housing projects, one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Los Angeles. The Hughes brothers didn't just want authenticity, they needed it, so they made a deal. The Grape Street Watts Crips provided security on set, real gang members, watching the cameras, watching the crew, making sure nobody got touched. Residents of Jordan Downs appeared as extras, walking through scenes, sitting on porches, living their lives on film.
I feel like
this wasn't Hollywood pretending to
then,
be the hood. This was the hood showing up and showing out. First time Jordan Downs had ever been featured in a major motion picture. The crew was nervous. The directors were focused, and somehow it worked. The deal held. The Crips kept the peace, and Menace to Society captured something raw, something real, something no green screen could ever fake. Number 7. The studio required a platinum rapper. MC Ren turned it down. New Line Cinema had one demand: put a platinum rapper in the movie, non-negotiable. Star power, street credibility, something to market. So the Hughes brothers went looking. MC Ren from NWA was the first choice for AWACS. Hard, cold, perfect fit. He had the resume, he had the presence. He said yes, then he said no. In late 1992, Ren joined the Nation of Islam. The role didn't align with his new beliefs, his new path, so he walked away. The Hughes brothers needed a replacement. Enter MC8, Compton's most wanted. Born and raised in Compton, California. Street certified, gang affiliated, no acting experience whatsoever. Never hit a mark, never read a script, but he had something better. He had lived it. Every corner, every beat, every funeral. The Hughes brothers cast him on the spot. And when cameras rolled, 8 didn't just play AWACS. He was AWACS. AWACS. Calculated, ready to ride at a moment's notice. Most of what came out of his mouth wasn't even in the script. He ad-libbed, take after take, line after line. The Hughes brothers let him run. His delivery was natural, unforced, chilling. You couldn't teach that in acting class. You had to live it. He also recorded Straight Up Menace for the soundtrack. Critics call it his magnum opus. The soundtrack hit #1 on the Billboard R&B hip-hop albums chart. MC8 walked into that movie, a rapper with no credit. He walked out a certified star.
No disrespect to him, though.
That nigga Kane out there trying to play Mac Daddy in the parking lot. Nigga, hell yeah, that's that nigga, man.
Number 8, they modeled it after Goodfellas on purpose. The Hughes brothers weren't just making a hood movie, they were making a statement. And they borrowed the blueprint from Martin Scorsese, Goodfellas. The pacing, the tracking shots, the structure, the way violence hits without warning. They studied it, they mimicked it, and they did it on purpose, not to copy, to protect themselves. Alan Hughes said it plainly. They don't let black filmmakers get away with stuff like they let the white man get away with. That's America. Different rules for different faces. So they built a defense. If anyone came at them with the violence, the language, the raw content, they had an answer ready. How come Goodfellas was okay, but this isn't? Same structure, same style, different skin. The movie wasn't made to entertain the hood. It was made to explain the hood. Alan Hughes said they wanted to speak predominantly to white audiences, make them understand what they were seeing on the news every pounding night, make them feel it, not from a distance, up close. And it worked. White audiences watched.
See, the Hughes brothers cooked with this, because you really got close. You really got close to Kane, bro. I got so close to Kane, bro. When I first saw this movie, bro, I almost cried. What happened to at the end?
They got uncomfortable, and then they got it. That was
and
the whole
cry.
Number 9, it beat Schindler's List and Jurassic Park.
It beat Jurassic Park.
A hood movie from 2 21-year-old directors beat Steven Spielberg twice. The 1994 MTV Movie Awards, Best Movie category. The nominees were stacked. The Fugitive, Philadelphia, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List. 2 of those were Spielberg films. One was a cultural phenomenon with dinosaurs. The other won 7 Oscars. And Menace to Society beat them all. A $3.5 million budget, shot in Watts, directed by twin brothers who dropped out of high school. They walked into that ceremony as underdogs. They walked out with the trophy. Will Smith hosted the show. The audience erupted. Nobody saw it coming. The film also won the Independent Spirit Award for Best Cinematography. Lisa Rensler behind the camera. She gave the movie its look, gritty, stylized, beautiful and brutal at the same time. Critics put it on year-end lists. Roger Ebert named it one of the 10 best films of 1993. Not best hood films, best films,
They're
period.
hard, Robert.
Hollywood didn't know what to do with Menace to Society, so they just watched it win. Number 10, scenes were cut to avoid NC-17. The movie was too raw. The MPAA wasn't having it. They watched the first cut and came back with a verdict, NC-17. Box office death.
There was a clip. Now I can't even spoil the movie, but there's a movie clip that's not in the movie, but they had to take it out. It's
no major theater chain would touch it. The Hughes brothers had a choice:
they show
cut the
apart,
film or lose the film. So they cut. A prison riot scene got pulled entirely. Too graphic, too violent, too real. Blood and chaos the studio couldn't stomach. They trimmed other moments too. Gunshots, wounds, the little details that made the violence hit harder. Directors fought for every frame. I don't think they're gonna even show the clip. In the end, the rating won. They got it down to an R. The movie survived, but that prison scene never came back. Not in the director's cut. Not in the Criterion.
The director's cut.
Hughes brothers said it's gone for good.
In there.
Some things stay buried, even when the cameras were rolling. Number 11, Ice Cube turned down O-Dog and regrets it. Ice Cube was offered O-Dog, the role that made Lorenz Tate a star, the role that still gets quoted 30 years later. And Cube said no. He had just come off Boys in the Hood, Doughboy, another hood classic, another violent character. He didn't want to get boxed in. Typecast as the LA gangbanger in every movie. So when Menace came calling, he passed. That was like the second movie I got offered, he said. I was like, nah, I don't want to play that. He watched the film when it came out, watched Lorenz Tate terrorize every scene, watched O-Dog become iconic, and Cube felt it. That was one movie that when I saw it, I was like, oh, that role is cold. He said it multiple times since. Menace to Society is the one he regrets passing on. Not because Tate did it wrong, because Tate did it perfect. And Cube knows he could have been the one holding that gun in the liquor store. Instead, he watched this scene right here. And Cube knows he could have been the one holding that.
This scene, there's a part in this scene that got cut out. Not this actual scene, but it's in a whole nother scene that got cut out.
Gun in the liquor store. Instead, he watched from the theater. Respect to Tate, but the what if still lingers. Number 12, it launched Lorenz Tate and Jada Pinkett's careers. Before Menace to Society, nobody knew their names. Lorenz Tate was 16 at his audition, 17 when cameras rolled. He had done TV, a sitcom with Red Fox, clean cut, safe. Nothing like O-Dog. He showed up with a fade and designs in his hair. Didn't look threatening. The casting team wanted someone bigger, harder. Tate gave them something better: energy, unpredictability. He grew out his hair into braids for the role. That look became iconic. He ad-libbed the car scene where he's hyping up revenge for Kane's cousin. None of that was script. That was Tate channeling something real. And it launched everything. Dead Presidents, Love Jones, a career built on one unhinged performance. Jada Pinkett made her film debut too. She played Ronnie, the voice of reason, the way out Kane couldn't take. She and the directors clashed on set. She said everyone was at that age where they think they are right, but she delivered, calm, strong, grounded, a counterbalance to the chaos. Bonus: a rival gang shot up the set.
What?
The Grape Street Crips kept the production safe, but they couldn't stop everyone. During filming, members of the Hacienda Village Bloods rolled through. Jordan Downs was Crip territory. The Bloods didn't care. They shot up the set. Real bullets, real chaos. Production shut down for 2 days. Cast and crew shaken. Nobody was hit, but the message was clear. This wasn't a movie to everyone. This was their block, their war. The Hughes brothers came back, finished the film, but that moment stayed with them. They weren't just making a movie about street violence, they were living in the middle of it. Menace to Society didn't ask for permission. It kicked down the door. 2 21-year-old directors, a cast of unknowns, a budget Hollywood laughed at, and they made a classic. 30 years later, it still hits, still hurts, still holds up a mirror to a country that hasn't changed as much as it thinks. If this video taught you something, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Which fact surprised you the most? Because the streets remember, and so does the screen.
Hey man, that's Menace to Society, bro. If you haven't watched the movie, bro, I recommend you watch the movie because it's a great movie. It's super good. I promise it's a great movie. It's top 3 hood movies, top 3 90s movies. You saw it beat Jurassic Park. Go watch it. But hey man, get at your boys on the next one.